Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Thai Expat Daily Show. I'm your host, Kieran Mack, as always, and truly delighted you're able to tune in with us yet again for another show. Now, before we do get started, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when the next podcast or live stream is uploaded onto the platform. Now, if you like listening to us on a podcast player, there's a link down below in the description where you'll find all the available podcast players that the show is hosted on. And finally, if you want to support the show, the easiest and the best way is to simply become a channel member. Details down below in the description as well. And it's just as simple as hitting the join button. So that's all done and dusted. Let's jump into the trending stories here in Thailand today. So something we haven't covered in a while is the road accident numbers here in Thailand. So as of Monday the 19th, or on Monday the 19th, we had 18 deaths and 1,836 people injured on the roads. Now, if we look over the course of the year, we've had 8,951 people die on Thai roads this year. Now, what's quite interesting about that is this number is actually significantly less than last year, and it's about 600 people less than last year. So that's a positive step for Thailand, but they have an awful lot of work to do, and 8,951 people is an enormous amount of people to die on the roads here in the country. And I know there are plenty of things that could be done to reduce that number, and it would be great if the government and local authorities started to take it a little bit more seriously. Now, if you'd like to know about how it breaks down in terms of mode of transport, 82% of people who died on the road so far have been on motorbikes and 18% on cars. And it broke down in terms of gender, 75% men and 25% female. So that's just a little reminder of the roads here in Thailand. So if you're out and about, please do stay safe. The appeal court has upheld a 2-year prison sentence for activist Jataporn Se-ung, convicted of impersonating Her Majesty the Queen during a 2020 demonstration. The court also upheld a 1,000 baht fine and denied a suspension of the prison term. The ruling was announced on Monday at the Bangkok South Criminal Court. Now, Jataporn, 25, was found guilty of wearing a traditional Thai dress and mimicking the Queen's behaviour during a protest in Bangkok's Silom area in October 2020, where demonstrators referred to her as the Queen and chanted "Long Live." The court ruled that her actions violated Section 112 of the Criminal Code, or better known as the lèse, majesté law. Initially, Jataporn was sentenced to 3 years in prison and fined 1,500 baht, but her sentence was reduced to 2 years and 1,000 baht fine due to her cooperation during the investigation. Jataporn is a member of the Buriam Plot Ak, or Free Buriam group, and was accused of mocking the Queen during a mock fashion show organised by the anti-government Ratsadon group. Former Prime Minister Thaksin expressed little concern today as he attended a pre-trial hearing for lèse majesté charges at the criminal court. Dressed in a yellow polo shirt and dark suit, Thaksin was met by a large crowd of reporters as he arrived with his legal team. Thaksin, who was released from parole under an amnesty decree, stated that the charges stem from remarks he made in a 2015 interview with South Korean media, which were deemed defamatory to the monarchy. He suggested that charges were a consequence of the authorities' decisions following the 2014 coup. When asked about his choice of a yellow polo shirt, Thaksin hinted that the shirt's significance was very clear. For security reasons, media access to the court was restricted, and around 70 officers were deployed to ensure order. The pre-trial session allowed both sides to review evidence and discuss witness lists. The court will schedule trial dates after both parties agree on suitable timings. And just to clarify on that, the next court date is scheduled for July 2025. A suspect has turned himself in following a deadly shooting at an illegal pub in Hua Hin that resulted in the death of an army sergeant major and left another person injured. The incident occurred around 4 a.m. on Sunday at a pub in Soi Hua Hin 80. The deceased, identified as Sergeant Major First Class Rajanapan, 31, was shot 3 times according to police reports. Another patron was shot in the arm and taken to hospital. Witnesses reported hearing 2 or 3 gunshots before patrons fled the scene. On Monday, police confirmed that a suspect had surrendered at Hua Hin police station. Although his name was not disclosed, he is reportedly affiliated with the Police Administration Inspection and Monitoring Committee. The pub, which has been operating without a license for 6 months, was found to be illegal. Local residents questioned why authorities had not acted sooner, given that the establishment was only 500 metres from the Hua Hin police station. An elderly Irish man tragically fell to his death from the 31st floor of a luxury hotel in Pattaya earlier on Monday, August 19th. Pattaya police received a report around 5:06 a.m. about the incident at a five-star hotel on Pattaya Second Road in North Pattaya, Nongpru sub-district. Rescue workers from the Sawang Baraboon Rescue Centre, along with local media, arrived at the scene where hotel security had already set up barriers to secure the area. Rescue personnel later removed the body. The victim was identified as 67-year-old Irish national Ultan Michael Brown. Police reported that he fell from the 31st floor, but the cause of the fall remains undetermined. Investigators are reviewing CCTV footage to determine whether it was an accident or suicide. The body has been transferred to the Banglamung hospital while awaiting contact with the man's family. The hotel's name has been withheld pending further investigation. And finally, police in Phuket are investigating a tragic shooting in the Katu area of Phuket that left a 15-year-old Myanmar girl dead after she was struck by a stray bullet. The incident occurred at around 1:30 a.m. on August 18th when a Thai teenager shot at a pickup truck driver following a road dispute. The victim, identified as Miss Nampung, was traveling in a white Toyota pickup truck with 3 other people. The driver, Kittipong 27, Natawut 21, and Nampung's girlfriend. The group was heading from Patong towards Phuket City when a motorcycle with 2 riders pulled up alongside the truck near the Sikau intersection on Pra Phuket Road. One of the riders fired at the vehicle, hitting Nampung in the head. She was rushed to hospital, but succumbed to her injuries en route. The shooter, identified as 19-year-old Dan Suorn, was later arrested at his rented house in Talay Yai sub-district. According to police, Danasorn confessed that the shooting stemmed from an argument with the pickup driver after nearly being hit near a gas station on Patong Hill. In his account, the pickup driver reversed towards him, prompting him to fire his gun. He then had a friend dispose of the weapon by throwing it into the sea at Kokad Viewpoint. During a search of the suspect's residence, police found the clothes he wore during the incident, which were seized as evidence. Authorities also conducted a search of the Kokad Viewpoint, rappelling down a 10-meter cliff in an attempt to recover the discarded weapon. Nampung has been raised by her guardian, Mr. Suchart, since she was 5 or 6 years old. Her father was Thai and her mother was from Myanmar. Though she had left school to work, those close to her described her as a typical teenager with no involvement in drugs. On the night of the shooting, she and her girlfriend had planned to travel by motorcycle, but due to a flat tire, they instead accepted a ride in the pickup, leading to the fatal accident. And rest in peace to the young lady.